This is ABC7 News at 5. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening, I'm Haley Wilkes. Thank you for joining us. Scott Dennis is off tonight. Our top story this evening, a serious accident between a school bus carrying special needs students and a car. The crash at the intersection of Gant and Proctor Road this morning sent nearly a dozen injured students and adults to area hospitals. One of those students has serious injuries. State troopers say the driver of the car is to blame. ABC7's Jess Dowdrick is joining us now live from where the accident happened with the latest. Jess.
Good evening, Haley. 16 people were treated on the scene, 11 of them taken to area hospitals after a bus and car collided in this intersection around 9:15. 7 of those injured were special needs students. Tonight, we're learning that the driver of the car, 69-year-old Michael Rand of Indiana, has been cited for the crash. The Sarasota County school bus was transporting 12 special needs students to Oak Park School when state troopers say a car pulled out in front of it, attempting to make a left-hand turn. Troopers say the bus had a green light and the right-of-way. After the collision, the bus swerved off the road and into the traffic signal, knocking it over. The accident knocked out power to dozens of homes in the area and 2 schools, Ashton Elementary and Sarasota Middle School. Power has since been restored. Both drivers were transported to the hospital along with a teacher's aide on the bus and a single passenger of the car. Troopers say they all have minor injuries. The intersection was closed for a majority of the day as crews cleaned up, towing the vehicles and down traffic pole from the scene.
The bus did not catch on fire. However, the trauma that was caused to the front of the bus has caused a gas leak. So the fire department is being proactive. We're putting foam on it as well as getting all of that fuel off of the roadway, making sure that we do not have anything that could cause an ignition.
This intersection is really bad. The red light gets run a lot during the day. It's situated kind of weird where the turn lane is a left turn lane and a straight lane at the same time. So, you know, people don't pay attention.
Crews have put in stop signs temporarily while they repair the signal. So as of right now, it's a 4-way stop here at the intersection. But as you can see behind me, crews are working to put a temporary pole in place to hang those traffic signals from. In Sarasota, Jess Dowdrick, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
In the moments after the accident, paramedics, law enforcement, and school officials all worked together to make sure the children and adults were treated immediately, and all parents were notified. Now, continuing our team coverage tonight, ABC7's Dwayne Lindo is joining us live from SMH with the latest on the patient's conditions there. Dwayne.
Well, Haley, of the 16 people treated, 12 of them were Oak Park students. Many of those students are nonverbal, so faculty members from the school were deployed for extra help. 7 of those kids were taken by EMS to local hospitals. One of the children required transfer to All Children's Hospital in St. Pete and was in stable condition when admitted. The remaining children on the bus were treated on the scene and taken to Oak Park School. The hospital also set up a family resource center on campus so family, school officials, and patients could be together. At this point, kids that were all admitted to Sarasota Memorial are now discharged. Once the accident occurred, Oak Park principal initiated calls to parents to let them know about the accident. And according to Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Todd Bowden, the community stepped up as well.
It's my understanding that there were multiple members of the community who were there to console and work with our students on site from the neighborhood, which really made this a much easier transition for those students, knowing that there were adults on scene caring for them immediately.
And again, all students from Sarasota Memorial Hospital have been discharged, and we're still trying to get an update from the student that was flown to All Children's Hospital in St. Pete. Haley, back to you.
Thank you, Dwayne. And remember, you can get instant alerts on breaking news across the Suncoast by downloading the My Suncoast app. You will get important news updates, weather forecasts, and traffic alerts delivered straight to the palm of your hand. Sarasota police are looking for the driver who hit a man with a pickup truck and then drove away. The hit and run crash happened at the intersection of North Pineapple Avenue and 1st Street in Sarasota. That was around 2 o'clock this morning. Police say a man in his late 20s was in the road when he was hit by a white Chevy Silverado. The driver left the scene without stopping or helping the victim. The victim was taken to Sarasota Memorial Hospital in critical condition. Anyone with information is asked to call the Sarasota Police Department. Governor Rick Scott declaring a state of emergency today because of the number of wildfires burning across Florida. Today, there are more than 100 active wildfires across more than 20,000 acres in the state. Firefighters are battling these fires from the Everglades all the way up to the Panhandle. All of these wildfires are sparking before we started to have the lightning-filled warmer months. The agriculture commissioner says that the state hasn't seen this active of a wildfire season since 2011.
What happens is you have a record wet year like last year. It stimulates a lot of growth in the woods. You grow a lot of underbrush, a lot of tender things. Then it stops raining, all of that dries up, and it's kindling material.
Declaring a state of emergency allows Governor Scott to deploy and use any firefighting forces or resources needed and to help distribute supplies and materials. And now for a check on that dry weather we've been having, let's head over to Bob.
Well, this is the Fire Danger Index, and basically notice the west coast of Florida is really lit up here in the oranges and reds and yellows there, and the Panhandle not too bad. This is based on 8 inches of moisture availability to the surface, the underbrush, if you will, and it's much drier here. There's only about 2 inches left across parts of west central Florida. You can see on the scale there we're at plus 500 all across our region right now. The highest number 603 in DeSoto County, 600 in both Manatee and Sarasota counties. These numbers continue to climb and will do so too, as no significant rainfall is in the forecast due to some very dry air in place now across the eastern Gulf of Mexico and the state. The Panhandle has been getting their fair share of rainfall throughout the winter and now spring, but we haven't gotten much here over the peninsula. 78 right now. We have a dew point at 62. West and northwest winds are at 18 miles an hour, and the pressure 3011, and that's fairly high as that high pressure ridge kind of continues to park itself just off the coast of Florida right now, providing us with that easterly wind and then holding all this rain well to the west and north of us. The evening planner looks pretty fair. We'll have fair skies for the most part. A slight chance for an evening shower up to about 8, 9 o'clock this evening, and then generally fair up to then, and then 68 for a temperature at 11. More on your weather forecast in just a few minutes. Haley?
Thank you, Bob. Now to new developments involving the dispute over the death penalty in Florida. Central Florida State Attorney Aramis Ayala is now suing Governor Scott in federal court and state court over her removal from nearly 24 death penalty cases, including the high-profile case of accused cop killer Markeith Lloyd. The lawsuit challenges Scott's authority to strip her office from handling the cases. Last month, Scott reassigned the Lloyd case to an Ocala area prosecutor, Brad King, after Ayala announced she would not seek the death penalty for Lloyd or any other capital cases. Scott later reassigned 22 other cases to King.
Yeah, I just think every citizen deserves a state attorney that's going to fully prosecute cases. And so I want to thank Brad King for taking on the cases, but I'm going to continue to review cases and make sure that, we always think about the victim.
The controversy over Scott's removal of Ayala, Florida's first black elected state attorney, has also sparked racial tensions and heightened the spotlight on Florida's embattled death penalty. ABC7 business commentator Richard Stern is joining us now. A late rally, Richard, has saved the day on Wall Street.
Haley, you're exactly right. I don't know if our viewers believe in moral victories on Wall Street, but that was certainly the case today. The Dow Jones Industrial Average was down by 145 points at the low of the day. And when the bell rang at 4 o'clock this afternoon, we still had a loss, but it was single digits. So when you can go from minus 145 to minus 7, I think that's okay. Reason for it predominantly is this famous geopolitical risk, the problems in the Middle East, the problems with Russia. And guess what? What we saw today was an increase in the price in gold and a decrease in interest rates. Put that together and you've got some people that are a little bit frightened. But let's see, the numbers at the close really weren't too terrible at all. There you see the Dow down just 7 points, 0.03% at 20,651.30. That on volume of 602 million shares. The NASDAQ for the day down 0.25%, just over 14 points at 5,866.77. That on volume of 1,509 million shares. and the S&P fell right in between, down 0.14%, just over 3 points at 2,353.78. Well, perhaps you know the name Goldman Sachs, a very well-known and respected name on Wall Street. Goldman today came out and said Walt Disney is added to its conviction list. In other words, they believe with extreme conviction that Disney is going to do well. They believe that their earnings are going to rise by 13%. Some of it certainly has to do with the recent success of Beauty and the Beast, but also what's coming ahead for fiscal year 2018. That includes 4 new films from the Marvel catalog, 2 Star Wars, and 3 animated films. Goldman Sachs went on to say that they believe the stock can reach $138 a share, closed today at $113 a share. So if they're even close to that number, Haley, there are going to be an awful lot of happy people if they listen to Goldman Sachs and buy shares of Walt Disney.
No kidding. When they have Pixar, they have Star Wars, they have the parks. I mean, they have a lot going for that company.
Got it all. Exactly right.
And Richard, everyone's talking about United Airlines, but you have news on American Airlines.
And I think there is a correlation there. I can't say it for sure, but there was no particular news. But today, American Airlines stock was up by almost 4%. Perhaps many investors saying that what isn't working for United for obvious reasons, people just may switch to American, and American stock was up, as I say, almost 4% today.
All right. Thank you, Richard. Still to come on your Suncoast News, more outrage and new questions over the man forcibly removed, as we were just talking about, from a United Airlines flight. How the CEO of United is responding. And ABC7 Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your full weather forecast. Plus, a warning for new parents, how antibiotics may affect a baby's future health.
So many times we underestimate the human spirit's drive to recover. We often see people surpass what any of us might have expected initially. The Rehabilitation Pavilion at Sarasota Memorial is the top of the line. It allows us to really bring the patient's recovery to the next level.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
A unique celebration of a distinctive cultural gem in Sarasota. La Musica, the annual International Festival of Chamber Music, with renowned musicians from 4 continents. April 3rd through April 12th at the Sarasota Opera House and at Sainer Pavilion. Buy your tickets now.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Come into a California Closet showroom to experience our quality materials and construction. Spend time choosing from exciting colors, textures, and accessories, and then collaborate with one of our expert designers to create the perfect custom storage solution to fit your style and budget. At California Closets, we design everything to exceed your expectations for any room in your home. Go to CaliforniaClosets.com to request a free design consultation and locate the nearest showroom to you. California Closets, designed to your life.
Are you considering joint replacement or revision surgery? Consider this. Dr. Edward Stolarski has performed thousands of successful joint replacement procedures and trained surgeons from all over the world. Using advanced technologies, Dr. Stolarski is able to perform some of the most complex surgeries.
I wish I knew about Dr. Stolarski much sooner. After the surgery, I don't have any pain. It's like I've got a 16-year-old hip.
My name's Ed Stolarski. What I really do is I give people back their life.
Schedule a consultation today.
An elementary school in California that was the scene of a murder-suicide yesterday is still closed today. Classes at North Park Elementary in San Bernardino are canceled through at least Wednesday. The closure comes a day after Cedric Anderson walked into his estranged wife's classroom and opened fire, killing her and an 8-year-old student. He then fatally shot himself. A 9-year-old student who was wounded in the shooting remains hospitalized. The two boys were standing behind their special education teacher, Karen Elaine Smith, at the time. Police say Anderson had a history of weapons, domestic violence, and possible drug charges. Today, the outrage and questions continue over the man forcibly removed from a United Airlines flight. The passenger was left bloodied after he refused to give up his confirmed seat. The viral video and the airline's response making international headlines. As ABC's Kenneth Moten tells us, the incident is impacting United's bottom line.
United taking heat. The video of a 69-year-old man dragged off his Chicago to Louisville flight, sparking outrage. United Airlines needed to bump passengers to make room for 4 crew members, but no volunteers.
I could not believe what I was seeing or hearing.
United Airlines CEO Oscar Munoz told employees he stands behind them and deeply regrets the situation. But he blamed the passenger, whom he said was offered $1,000 in compensation.
Oh my God!
United now making international headlines, especially in China, where it has big business. That passenger reportedly heard shouting that he's a doctor and Chinese. The company's value dropping more than $700 million at the opening bell.
While this may blow over and may not be a hit to their actual earnings out in the future, that is not the kind of headline that you want to see.
It's the second recent PR mess for United. 2 weeks ago, the airline made 2 teenage girls change out of their leggings before boarding a Denver to Minneapolis flight. This time, the anger includes a few jokes. The hashtag new United Airlines mottos trending. ABC's Jimmy Kimmel Live also having fun at United's expense.
If we say you fly, you fly. If not, tough.
The CEO of United Airlines sent out a new statement apologizing to this customer, promising a thorough review. Federal stats show out of 86 million passengers, United denied boarding to 3,700 people because of overbooking. More than 60,000 voluntarily gave up their seats. Kenneth Moten, ABC News, New York.
Bob, it's getting nice and warm out there.
Yeah.
Starting to feel like summer's on the way.
High humidity and not quite there yet like summer, but temperatures certainly were yesterday 87 degrees. That's close to summer-like reading. We are looking at a few showers developing too along the sea breeze front. Van Way's a webcam showing comfortable conditions out there over Sarasota Bay. You know, when the water temperature is in the low 80s and nice calm conditions out there, and actually in some areas it's in the mid 70s still, so that keeps things really quite nice over the waters. During the summer, the water temperature about 88 degrees, and that doesn't offer much help when it comes to that sea breeze. Right now, weather headlines read like this. A few showers are possible late in the afternoon and evening, not much. Most areas will stay dry, and the high fire danger will exist and stay with us through the upcoming days and for the foreseeable future. A warm Easter weekend ahead. High temperatures will be about 5 to 7 degrees above average. Now, as far as rain goes, some storms to the west of us, not going to have an impact on our weather. We have some showers developing, though, along that easterly fetch, meeting up with the sea breeze and just enough heat of the day to cause a little bit of lift there. You can see a little bit of activity south of Fort Myers, and there's 1 or 2 lone showers here moving through parts of Highlands County. And a recent fire update from the Glades County reporting that fire is about 75% contained now, and some of the smoke heading off toward the west into Charlotte County as it moves off toward the west. So again, high fire risk will stick around. 78 degrees right now. We have some sunshine, a few clouds, and winds out of the west-northwest at 18 miles an hour. That's that sea breeze that's kicked in. The pressure still pretty high, 30-11. And the forecast for Wednesday, no big changes. We're going to see lots of sunshine in the morning. Temperatures will warm up a few degrees above average. Near the coast, a little bit cooler inland areas, mid-80s there. And a slight chance, ever so slight chance for a late-day shower or two. You can see the RPM forecast model suggesting some of that rainfall, at least scattered showers moving into the late afternoon and evening, and then tapering off as we get off after midnight. We'll see most of that activity moving to the west. Notice things don't change much for Thursday as that easterly flow continues around that area of high pressure located off the east coast of Florida. Well, nationally, the big storms over Houston and over into central Texas are moving off to the southeast. Some pretty big storms there, some rough weather at times, And then to the northeast, that storm that was over parts of the Ohio Valley still winding down there. Some showers near Toronto, and Buffalo saw some mainly rainfall today. But look at this, a double punch of storms. We've got one moving on right now into California, Northern California, another one on the heels of that one getting set to move in a couple of days from now as well. So things aren't quieting down out west as it's been active all winter long and now in the spring. Temperatures behind the front, cooler in Minneapolis, in Chicago, in Detroit in the 50s there. But notice Washington 81, Boston, very balmy day there, 80 degrees, 79 in Atlanta. It's 63 in Kansas City. For boaters tomorrow, winds will start off out of the northeast and then switch around late in the day to the west. We'll have them at 5 to 10 knots throughout the morning and then picking up 10 to 15 knots in the afternoon. Seas running 2 feet and then 2 to 3 feet in the afternoon. A moderate chop out there. The water temperature 75 degrees, and beaches will see a comfortable 80-degree high tomorrow with lots of sunshine around. Low tide upcoming 8:34. High tide will be at 2:12. And sunset at 7:55. Mostly fair, seasonal tonight. Again, low temperatures, just a couple degrees above average. Should be nice. Tomorrow, that should be Wednesday. Let's not go back. Partly cloudy, 84 for a high, a 20% chance for a few showers. Northeast winds 5 to 10. The extended forecast is calling for, there it is, warmer weather each day as we push into Saturday and Sunday. And lots of sunshine around. Little chance for any significant rainfall. Haley?
Thank you, Bob. Now to Suncoast Traffic Watch. There is an accident in Sarasota. It's on Tuttle Avenue at 17th Street, so do be careful in that area. In health news tonight, antibiotic use in babies could increase the risk for certain conditions, and it all has to do with gut bacteria. New research in the Journal of Leukocyte Biology involving mice shows that antibiotic use very early in life alters the normal development and growth of gut bacteria. And that may contribute to the development of inflammatory bowel disease and potentially other inflammatory diseases such as asthma and multiple sclerosis. This study adds the body of research that shows altering gut flora may be a viable treatment strategy for some inflammatory diseases. A biomarker could be helpful in tracking the progression of ALS or Lou Gehrig's disease. A study in the journal Neurology looked at a protein in motor neurons called P75. P75 levels were higher in patients with ALS than in the control group. Levels of the protein increased gradually in patients with ALS as their disease progressed over the 2-year study period. Researchers say this discovery will help them not only track progression of the disease, but also assess how well patients are responding to future treatments that may come along. Do you often see someone yawn and then you yawn yourself, or someone is scratching an itch and then suddenly you have to too? Well, certain behaviors seem to be contagious among social animals and humans. Even seeing pictures of insects, scratch marks, or allergic reactions can evoke that same reaction yourself. Now, a study on mice by Washington University may explain why that happens. The study suggests that contagious itching does not stem from empathy, but rather from an automatic activation of neural circuits. The brain sends out itch signals using a peptide messenger. Coming up, a smash and grab with a pickup. Police in Central Florida search for 3 people who rammed a gun shop to steal weapons. Plus, a breakout caught on camera. How a sly dog was able to escape from an animal hospital. Straight ahead.
Our community has its struggles. The fact is, people have less than they did just a few years ago, and sadly, the need becomes more profound every day. Season of Sharing provides funds to help individuals and families in need, ensuring they will not end up homeless and without a roof over their heads. Together, providing a helping hand and making a difference. Season of Sharing. Give today at cfsarasota.org.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
What Florida city is best known for spaceflight?
Cape Carnival.
Cape Carnival? Close enough. What condiment includes vinegar, molasses, and anchovies?
Westchester sauce?
Close enough. And now, a word from our sponsors.
One-off from the Florida Lottery. Now available for pick 2, 3, 4, and 5 games. Miss by one on any or all numbers and still win.
I heard about the Detoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Detoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Detoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill,
I am creating a job. I am Goodwill, yeah.
Since 2004, Embracing Our Differences has used the power of art and education to promote diversity. One way it accomplishes this is through its annual outdoor exhibition of 45 billboard-sized works of art, each accompanied by an inspirational quote. Join us in creating a community that is inclusive for all, where differences are embraced and individuality is celebrated. We invite you to celebrate the voices and visions of diversity and inclusion at this year's exhibit at Sarasota's Island Park.
Police in Zephyr Hills are looking for 3 people who rammed a truck through a gun shop. The police department posted surveillance video on its Facebook page that shows the blue truck slamming through the front of the Sunshine State Armory early Sunday. The video shows 3 people running in after the truck, as you see here, and grabbing guns and ammunition from cases as the truck backs out of the store. The suspects then ran to the truck and fled before police arrived. Pasco County Sheriff's deputies later found the truck on fire in a wooded area. A woman's live stream captures a freaky fireball ripping across the sky above San Diego. Don't blink or you might miss it. Dale Demi, as you see right there, she was live streaming video from her home last night when a mysterious fireball appeared in the sky behind her. Clearly, it took her by surprise. She was not alone. The American Meteor Society received more than 260 reports of similar sightings, with reports coming in from Los Angeles, Arizona, and Nevada. A dog's hilarious prison break from an animal hospital is caught on camera. A Great Pyrenees pulled off the early morning breakout at the Aquia Garrisonville Animal Hospital in Virginia. Look how, oh my gosh, this dog is so smart. This is crazy. His owners were on vacation, and General apparently had enough of his temporary accommodations after finding his way out of his pen using his mouth to open the doors, as you saw in the video. The 10-year-old dog wandered around the office for 2 hours. Eventually, he found his way outside and walked away. The next day, General was found safe and sound in a nearby neighborhood. Oh my goodness. Most swimming pools have a deep end. This one has a really deep end. That will freak you out right there. This is a sky pool located in Houston's Market Square Tower, a high-rise luxury apartment complex, and it hangs 500 feet above a busy city street. The acrylic is 5.5 inches thick, and it is designed to withstand a hurricane, but it's not recommended for those afraid of heights, obviously. That's freaky. That's really freaky, but it's also cool. I don't know if it's, I don't know. I think I might try it. I don't know. Is that too scary? We'll see. Still to come on your Suncoast News. A danger for dog owners and walkers in Venice. City officials issue a new warning about wild coyotes. Plus, a string of not-so-perfect landings. The skydiving business on the Suncoast is told it can no longer operate out of the Suncoast Airport.
The official salon of ABC7. Cutting loose salon.
I was always worried and scared. Mom was in pain. She wasn't going to get any better, and all the trips to the ER were painful for all of us. Then we called Tidewell Hospice, and everything changed. Now she has care in our home when she needs it, surrounded by family. We know we don't have much time left with Mom, but we decided to make the best out of that time. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
You only have one life. Are you gambling with it? 1 in 3 adults have high blood pressure. Not knowing your numbers could cause you to lose, big time. Luckily, you can turn the odds in your favor by getting your blood pressure checked today. Don't leave your health to chance. Learn more at heart.org/HPB.
Come into a California Closet showroom to experience our quality materials and construction. Spend time choosing from exciting colors, textures, and accessories, and then collaborate with one of our expert designers to create the perfect custom storage solution to fit your style and budget. At California Closets, we design everything to exceed your expectations for any room in your home. Go to CaliforniaClosets.com to request a free design consultation and locate the nearest showroom to you. California Closets, designed to your life.